recognize this landmark in this institution, and whenever we have put this nationally or internationally, when we present our cases or do something about cardiac, I put this slide because I think it's a landmark of this institution and it's a landmark in Tumkur. From here is where we entered and we started off something which has made good progresses in this peripheral place in terms of super speciality center. It's not peripheral because if sir sits here and the people like this are sitting here, it becomes a center. Can I have the next slide, please? So, October Vijayadashmi Day is what we had inaugurated 3 years back with Madam's blessing, Kanika Madam's blessing, and she was very particular about heart to heart, the kind of the symbol which she represented, and we just want to tell you that this is institution and this organization has stood up for that, and this is how we have been able to deal cardiac care, super specialty care to the people of Tumkur and to people beyond. I will be telling you about the people, the patients who have been benefited by this center. We can have the next slide, please. Underserved, yes. What I was just telling is what a lot of people cannot afford giving lot of money in places like Bangalore. Lot of patients here are getting benefited easily. Recently, we know that there was a ex-CM who was operated. We know the difficulties. I know the difficulties what he has to face. With more ease and with more support is what patients from a lot of places in Tumkur and across India are able to get treatment here because of Parmeshwar sir. I think a big applause for sir. So, if I don't tell this, I keep forgetting. I went to the European conference in Vienna recently. There were a big number of doctors all across the world coming and sitting. I was one representative from India, from Karnataka, from Bangalore and Tumkur. The kind of work they were showing and the kind of response they were getting, the audience, the cardiac surgeons were stopping a heartbeat for the kind of operations they were doing. What I want to tell you is, there I felt that this operations, whatever we are doing here, we are handling more complex operations than what was shown by the general European doctors there, for which there was an applause from all the European conference doctors. So if we don't remind this ourselves, we keep forgetting, and we will not be able to inspire the young wonderful doctors who have joined us to do whatever work we have been doing here. So the first open heart surgery, if we can count the number of doctors or surgeries which have happened from here to the highway. Welcome, Josephine. Thank you so much for coming. Can somebody give a hand over bouquet from Chetan? I will just tell you about the patient. If you can just please grace this doctor Chetan, the bouquet for this patient of ours. She's a special lady who's come from Sierra Leone. She's come all over from Sierra Leone to India, to Bangalore, and then landed up in Tumkur for something special which I will tell about. So, the first open heart surgery, successful open heart surgery from Bangalore to Honavar. This road goes to Honavar? Yes. Is done in Tumkur in Siddhartha Hospital. Just a reminder of whatever the press has been witnessing from quite some time. We have finished close to 2,000 cath lab procedures. We have done the first ever child's PDA device closure. We have finished 255 open heart surgeries in this district. And we have first done the first ever valve repair. There are very few places which valve repair happens. I think the patient is also here. Valve problems are coming in the underdeveloped countries. The valve problems in developed countries is different. the treatment of that is special. It is a highly expertise requirement of a surgical skill, which is being delivered to some patient here without much of resources. This operation is done in possibly just 5 centers in the country. All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Chennai somewhere, Bombay. Apart from that, even Bangalore, the surgeon who used to do is having difficulty to organize such mitral valve repairs. First ever minimal invasive surgery, a keyhole surgery, whatever is called, has been done here in this Tumkur district. Can I have the next slide, please? Where we have placed here is for His Excellency. This is a map of our great country. This is where we are, and this is where we stand here. And the huge areas of patient requirements that we are catering to here in the form of cardiac care. Can I have the next slide, please? I'll just quickly again go through this without causing much of fright among people. First, the number one cause of death globally is cardiac. The number of cardiac problems in lower and middle income countries have been increasing. Premature death in the young population with the cardiac ailments, a bread earner, is still increasing. We have a famous celebrity from our state who had suffered from a cardiac problem. Similarly, a lot of people having cardiac ailments has been steadily increasing. For that, a center like this is being able to make a small difference in this area. Can I have the next slide, please? The burden is high all over the world, not only in India. A lot of places all across the world are facing difficulties in taking care of cardiac problems because the expertise is dwindling, and the requirement of support systems for such treatment. A cardiac treatment makes a difference. Once a patient is having a heart attack, you are able to cure it. The patient goes back and does normal work. If we are leaving him unattended, 2 pathways, we all know that cardiac diseases progresses very fast. There is imminent problems such as death or inability to resume work. So a cardiac treatment requiring the countries requiring high specializations are huge, and the number of cardiac ailments have been increasing from the last few decades. Can I have the next slide, please? Where we see ourselves in this map, we have Karnataka having a high burden, Punjab, neighboring states having a high burden. Next slide, please. Four persons in the age group of 30 to 50 years suffer heart attack every minute. That's a very, very high statistics, alarming figure. And majority of the patients now getting affected are younger. Have the next slide. All across the world, congenital patients suffering from heart diseases in small children have been there, and the ability to treat them is also limited to few developed countries. So we just saw that map earlier that in North America the disease burden is less. We have one cardiac center for 1,20,000 population in America. But India has got close to 60 centers only, serving a population of 1.3 billion. This is what this institution is trying to do, something in the middle for increasing the number of cardiac centers and ability to serve people from here. Just for small statistics, estimated number of children having cardiac problems is 2 lakhs per year, Among that, only 40,000 to 50,000 to maximum 60,000 are getting treated. We still have that deficit piling up. So this is, His Excellency, this is the Indian scenario. This scenario is much worse everywhere else. That's why people come to India. This is to address ourselves that we can do more. With the support of the people here, we have been able to do more. This situation is much more in majority of the countries. Majority of the countries are not having cardiac centers, except for the Europe and for the North American countries and South American countries. Why Tumkur? Why Tumkur? Sir is there. We are close to the rural public, and rural India is a home for 2/3 of the population of the country. Where do all people go after heart attack? Earlier, Devraj was there first press conference. He was asking me some question. Sir, will you continue? You will become famous. Will you continue? This is the question I still remember. We have committed to this place, and we have developed this center so long. We will be continuing. So we have brought in a super specialty care which requires lot of organization support from the institution, support of finances, support of manpower, doctors, human resources, special human resources. People from Tumkur want to come back and stay in Tumkur. People from somewhere else to get a cardiologist, to get the other staff, doctors from places like Manipal, from Apollo, from everywhere else, getting quality treatment, being able to tell that what this man, patient here, Harish is there. Harish, can you come up to the dais, please? Please come to the dais. What a patient can get here, it is difficult for the VIP to get somewhere else. Madam knows it. Hina madam. This is my friend Harish. So this is a special story of him that he's been connected to us from lot many years. This is just a share that I want to tell without calling him. People will not understand. He has a valve problem. He had a valve problem, and it was quite complex. He has undergone an operation 6 years back, and second operation he required, which was having valves which were blocked, 2 valves which were blocked. Such operations cannot be done in majority of the centers. This boy came to us because the first operation was done in Bangalore. The second operation is going to be very difficult, and we opted to treat this patient here, and he underwent a long duration of stay, and 2 major valves of his have been changed, and this boy has grown up well and is nourished well and recovering well. He is going to grow up and be a productive person of our society. I think sir ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಬುಕೇಸ್ ಹರೀಶ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ. Sir is undergone 2 operations, and Pavagada. Harish. Can I have the next slide, please? Just want to tell you that there's a huge deficit of cardiac centers in the country, and we brought in a heart team approach here with all the doctors working together, cardiologist, cardiac surgeon, cardiac anesthetist, everybody working together. Sachin, if a heart attack happens, who sees? A cardiologist only. Something like a stent happens. But at international level, what happens in developed countries, when Manmohan Singh was operated, we were in Delhi, or All India Institute of Medical Sciences. There's a panel which sits and discusses about the patient. What is the best treatment? If there's a VIP, that's what happens. Every patient here gets that kind of treatment. So that's a heart team, and that's what we have been practicing in Tumkur. Can I have the next slide, please? This is an old photo. Can you run with the slide? Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, next slide. Please go ahead. So the doctors here, I really want to thank again in front of everybody, Dr. Wangchuk is here. Been wonderful doing complex angioplasties. Very complex angioplasties, which is difficult in Fortis, Bangalore, is being handled by this person. And he fights with me if a patient has not been attended to. He's there all the time inside the campus. He fights with me. If sir, this patient requires this, will let us do this. So this is the kind of support which I am able to get. Dr. Srinivas is there. Can I have the mic, please? Just a small introduction without which I will feel incomplete of my team. Srinivas, cardiologist, thank you sir, thank you for being here. Mastan has been here for many years with me. Tahir, thank you for continuing and staying here and populating the place. Tahir has got the next, we have been blessed in this campus by having his next baby also born in this campus. Thank you Tahir for being here. Dr. Amit Lal is here. One of the senior most cardiac anesthetists of this country, highest number of ECMO transfers. The VIPs in the country having an ECMO requirement in a nearby ambulance, this man has done the highest number of ECMO transfers. Thank you for being here. Vivek, thank you for being here, and all the other staff who have been here, Arshad and everybody else, thank you so much for being here. Can I have this next clip? Okay, the genesis of this calling everybody together here was when I met a patient which came from Sierra Leone in Bangalore. The thought of having this meet arose after being successful with that patient. A patient coming from far, coming to Bangalore. It's called medical tourism in some terminologies, which somehow I'm not very happy with. This patient had an aortic dissection. Aorta andre gottalla ellarige. Aorta is a pipe which arises from the heart. 2-3 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, 3 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಈ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಗೆ 15 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಏಟ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನರ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಬಲೂನ್ ಅಂಡ್ 15 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಡೈಲೇಟೆಡ್. Such a patient, the treatment for that is very very complex. ಈ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಆಸ್ಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅದರ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ 40 ಲಕ್ಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸರ್, ದಿಸ್ ವಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾರಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಿಯರ್. This is our language, this is our mother tongue. So the aorta is a small 3.5 centimeter. It has become 15 centimeter, and it was a medical emergency. This lady is survived from Sierra Leone to India. In India, they have been directed to Bangalore, and Bangalore there's a church organization who's brought this patient to us, and then we were able to treat this patient with a special technique. The chances of survival for such patients is only 20%, 10%, and 0% without surgery. So the mortality is 80% to 90%. And this patient opted and had the faith to come here. Thank you so much for having the faith with us. We are so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. So we have operated this lady, and we have changed the aorta. And we have put a new graft, something of a tube, which is a difficult thing to get. It comes from America. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು all my staff, my ICU staff have been behind it, and this one life is like, for us, is like saving a humanity. And the back end support, I can stand up and tell so much that Parmeshwar sir has been so behind this program and so strongly supporting this program that we are able to do something which is not being able to do in a very very nominal cost. Very very nominal cost. That is a phenomenal God's blessings that we are able to sit with her. I have not told about this to anybody till the last moment, because all the time I was fighting, and I am happy that the patient is recovered well. So can I have the next slide, please? Miles to still to go. I will not take too much time. Sir is strapped with a lot of programs today. In that busy thing, he has been able to spend some time here. This is just a small beginning in this center. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಕೆಲಸ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ, ಜನರು ಮಾಡೋದಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ತುಂಬ ಕೆಲಸ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೆನಿ ಮೋರ್ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. This is the first international patient coming outside Bangalore in Karnataka and getting treated successfully for a complex heart problem. So ಈ ತರ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ತನಕ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ in the so called medical tourism, but a complex one getting operated beyond Bangalore, it's never happened, and this is actually history for us and for our team. I think there should be people should have an applause for that. Thank you. We have finished 3 years here. We have made a lot of progresses. We still have a lot of vision to increase the cardiac center, the size and the ability to treat many more patients. We have come to a stage now that many times the beds are getting filled and we are not able to accommodate more patients. We have come to that stage now. We are working towards much more with Sir's support, and we will be trying to do much more in the future. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you.